guys doing? I'm doing perfectly well. So today I bring to you my most favorite recipe, and that is the Maru Bhajia. So Maru Bhajia is a Kenyan style bhajia that is delicious, tasty, crispy. You can have it with the special chutney that I'm going to show you guys. It's my dad, my mom, my husband and my sister's ultimate favorite recipe. They love Maru Bhajia so much, and it's a very famous type of bhajia in Nairobi, Kenya. So as I'm a Kenyan, I shifted to India 1 year back. So I found out that Maru Bhajia isn't famous in India at all. Like, people just like eating the desi bhajia, which I do not like. So this Maru Bhajia is going to be crispy, tasty and lovely. So yes, let's get started with the easy available ingredients at your house. Yes, let's begin. So to make the wonderful Kenyan styled Maru Bhajia, this recipe is very quick and easy. So let's start off. So over here I have 5 potatoes that I've just normally sliced. You can slice it thin or thick according to your preference. So I've just dipped them in little bit of water. Then next in I'm taking in 1 cup of gram flour or besan. Now in this recipe there is no proper measurement of gram flour. It depends on how much water contains in the potatoes. So I'm taking 1 cup, but I'm not sure if I'll use 1 cup or 3/4 cup. Over here I have 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. I have 1 tablespoon of coarsely crushed chilies, 1 tablespoon of coarsely crushed ginger, 1 tablespoon of garlic paste, 1 teaspoon ajma or carom seeds, and 1 teaspoon black pepper. Next in I have some freshly chopped coriander leaves, some salt to taste, and oil for frying. And over here I'll be using 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder and 2 teaspoons of red chili powder and half teaspoon of hing or asafoetida. So this is a very nice, simple, easy and quick recipe. It's going to be very tasty. You can call it aloo pakora or you can call it Maru Bhajia. And yeah, I'm not going to be using any additional water. I've just dipped them in water, as you can see over here down, just little bit of water. So yes, we'll start making this recipe, and after 5 to 6 minutes I'm going to keep the oil for heating. So once the oil is hot, we'll just prepare this bhajia right away, and I won't be using any baking soda or any soda bicarbonate. And that's it. Let's get started. So in a mixing bowl I'm adding in the potatoes, the sliced potatoes. As I said earlier, there is no perfect measurement. So over here I've taken the potatoes. Remember they still contain some water, so it's going to help us mix in the gram flour. Next in I'm adding in the freshly compound ginger. So I'll add in the ginger, I'll add in the garlic paste. Okay, for now I'm using everything homemade. I had just prepared freshly garlic paste yesterday, also freshly coarse ginger, and this is green chilies crushed. Yeah, so next in adding in the carom seeds or ajwain. Now this carom seeds is compulsory in this recipe, or else you won't get that nice Kenyan style taste. Adding in the black pepper. Now black pepper you can reduce, in case if you don't like eating spicy food, you can reduce it. So now I'm just going to be adding a few more spices like turmeric powder, some red chili powder. I've also used fresh green chilies, and I'm also adding in fresh chili powder and some hing. And that's all for the spices. Now I'm going to just mix it little bit before adding in the salt. Just mixing and coating the potatoes well. Now I had just washed my hands right now, so my hands are completely clean. So I'm just going to lightly give it a quick mix. There we go. You can see there is some water over here. So I've mixed in everything well. I'm adding in salt as per taste. Next in, I'm adding in some freshly chopped coriander leaves. So coriander is also compulsory in this recipe. Coriander gives it that nice flavor. So I'm going to mix it again, just a little bit this time. Now this recipe doesn't require a lot of gram flour. You don't need to add a lot of gram flour like the Desi Indian bhajiyas. Okay, right now it looks a bit messy, but we are almost there. Okay, so starting, I'm adding in 2 tablespoons of gram flour, and then I'll keep on mixing and adding. So that's 2 spoons, and I'm going to mix it. So no need to add additional water. So I'm keeping in to mix in. I'm continuing to mix in and adding in some gram flour as per my requirement, and I'll just show you how it looks like in a while. But for now, I'm taking in some oil and oning my gas, and I'm going to keep the flame on high, and I'm going to let it heat till it's very hot. So keep on mixing slowly. Remember, as I said earlier, there was some water over here down. This recipe at this stage requires a little bit of patience. You can't just do it hurry. Okay, I think it will require a little bit of more gram flour. Let me add in 1 tablespoon and see. Mixing it well. Slowly, don't worry about the mess. This is how I learned. Well, my dad taught me how to make this specific Maru Bhajia that I'm sharing with you guys. It's my dad's recipe. It's famous in Nairobi, but my dad likes making this recipe this way. So, mixing it. Just make sure there is no any gram flour stuck. Mix it with all the rest of the spices. Remember, we also added the salt, so the salt needs to get incorporated in all the potatoes. So at this stage, I'm adding in 1 tablespoon of gram flour again. There we go. I don't think we'll require any more gram flour. Mix it nicely. Last in, I'm going to be adding in some lemon juice. So let me mix this well, just like this. This looks like it's ready. So let me show you one potato. It should look like this, just lightly coated with the masalas, just like that. Adding in some lemon juice. Lemon juice gives also a nice taste. It's optional, but I like adding it in my recipe. Giving it another quick mix. So I just added in another handful of the coriander leaves chopped. And also I wanted to say something. We are going to be making a special chutney that is served with this Maru Bhajia. It's a very easy and quick chutney. So after we make the bhajia, or while the bhajiyas are frying, I'll be sharing how to make the recipe of the chutney. So I'm going to mix the coriander leaves well. As I said earlier, the coriander gives a very nice flavor. So coriander, I think the before whatever I had added, it was a bit less, so kind of 2 to 3 handfuls of chopped dhania or chopped coriander leaves. Now this Maru Bhajia is a very famous recipe or a famous dish. In each and every restaurant you can find this Maru Bhajia. It's yummy, kids love it, adults love it, and I also love it. My dad used to prepare this recipe for us every time it was my birthday or my sister's birthday. My dad always used to say, today I'm going to be making Maru Bhajia. So yes, just talking to you guys, and this recipe is almost done. Now the next step, we are going to start frying this. I'm going to start dropping the bhajias in the oil, just slowly by slowly. Now you have to fry this on medium to high flame until golden brown. So slowly by slowly I'll start dropping in. Remember, don't drop them in oil all together. Drop them slowly by slowly. So this bhajia, I'm going to be frying them for 4 to 5 minutes on medium to high flame or until golden brown. In between I'm just going to be flipping it. So it depends if you want soft bhajias or crispy. If you want crispy, then slice the potatoes as thin as possible. If you want slightly soft, then you can make it a bit thicker. So I'm just going to keep on mixing and flipping, and I'm going to fry this bhajias. So I'll see you guys after some time. So these bhajias are done. I'm going to lower the flame, and now I'm going to take it out on a paper towel. So these bhajias, as soon as they come up, you will just know it by yourself that the bhajias are well cooked and well fried. So I'm going to wait for the oil to get drained, just like this, and then I'm going to take it out in a nice plate. So I have tissue over here already, so it will also drain the oil. And I'm going to prepare the bhajias, all of them, this same way. So here I'm preparing the second batch exactly the same way on medium to high flame. I'm just going to fry this as well, and as soon as I finish frying this, I'm going to share the very nice chutney recipe. So be ready, and that's it. So to make the special chutney, I'm going to be using 4 medium sized of roughly chopped tomatoes, and I'm going to be making this chutney in my chopper, just the normal chopper that we use for the onions and all. Then some salt to taste, some freshly chopped coriander, like 2 handful of that, 1 teaspoon of black pepper powder, 4 green chilies chopped, these are the very spicy ones, and 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, and some sugar powder, like 1 teaspoon of sugar powder, just to balance all the tanginess and all. And I'm going to be using 1 teaspoon of coriander powder, half teaspoon of hing, 1 teaspoon of Kashmiri red chili powder. That's all. Let's get started to make the chutney. So in the chopper, I'll start by adding some tomatoes, just holding the chopper. Try to use the red tomatoes, ripe tomatoes that are nice and red. Some chilies. Now you can adjust the spiciness according to your taste. A handful of coriander. I'm just going to flatten it a bit, and some lemon juice. So I'm going to be adding salt just inside here. I'm not going to add it afterwards. I want everything to come together. So salt, and I'm adding in the coriander powder or the dhana jeera powder. So I prefer adding all my spices, everything, just while blending. I don't add anything afterwards. So there goes the red chili powder. Little bit of hing. Hing also gives a very nice taste. Some more coriander. Some black pepper. Now lightly I'm just going to press it a little bit, just a little bit pressing. So here is the chopper. So I prefer making my chutney like this because this chutney is kind of coarse. If you wish, you can also make it in the blender, I mean in the chutney grinder, but that's going to give me a paste. So I don't want a paste. I want to feel the coarse tomatoes, the chilies and the coriander. So I prefer making mine like this. So I'm going to close. So I'm just going to close it. There we go. This is well closed, nice and tight. I'm going to start pulling off the string, and there we go. Let's start preparing the chutney. Pulling off the string, holding it tight. Just 6 to 7 times and it will be done. So I'm going to open the chopper now. Okay, so I'm just going to add in like a little bit of water. I've added in little bit of water, and now I'm adding in the sugar, just little bit, just so that this chutney doesn't become so spicy. Now I'm going to give it a quick mix, just a little bit. Just going to keep it down like this, and I'm going to crush it a few more times just in the chopper. I'm just going to run it 2 to 3 more times and add in the next batch. So this chutney is ready. Let me show you the texture. This is how the texture is. You can see the seeds of the chilies, and you can see some coriander. So I'm going to take out the chopper, and then I'm going to take this chutney out in a bowl, and then I'm going to repeat this process to make the second batch. So I'm taking this out. Trust me, this chutney is so good. You can also add any other spices, like you can add in some chaat masala, you can add in chili flakes, oregano. I'm just keeping it plain and simple. There we go. I've taken out the chutney. Now I'm going to make the second batch. So the next batch of chutney is also ready. I'm taking it out. This is so delicious, tangy, and as it has the coriander powder, fresh coriander, chilies, so it's slightly spicy, little bit sweet. You can also omit the sugar powder in case if you want to. That's all. So the Maru Bhajia is ready to be served, and the chutney is ready as well. So I have a white platter over here in which I'm going to take the bhajias and I'm going to plate them. They look so good, full of lovely taste and flavors. They are of different shapes and different sizes. It doesn't matter. You can serve this hot, as well as you can also eat this for breakfast. If you've made this for dinner, you can still just leave them overnight and eat it for breakfast. wonderful and beautiful Maru Bhajia with special chutney is ready. Do try this recipe. It's my sister and my parents' favorite. My sister Dhruvi really loves Maru Bhajia with the chutney. So yes, I'm making this recipe and sharing it with you guys. So I've served this lovely bhajias, and now this recipe is done, so it's tasting time. So let me taste and tell you guys how beautiful and tasty this recipe is. Tasting time. So I've taken some Maru bhajias and the chutney that I have prepared. So I'm going to taste this. Wow, incredible, tasty, delightful, flavorful. I just love the chutney. Perfectly Nairobi Kenyan style Maru Bhajia with special chutney. It's just too delicious. Everything is on point. Completely perfect. Thank you so much for this recipe. For watching this recipe, thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye and God bless you.